Howdy.
You know what they say are girls' best friends?
Her other friends. What? The people. What? The women who think a lot like women with the same sized shoes. Feet. No, I don't.
Wit and intuition are a woman's best friends.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
And diamonds. Diamonds are girls' best friends.
Damn, that got expensive. That took a pricey turn.
Yeah.
If I could just give my girlfriend some intuition when I propose to her, it'd be much cheaper.
Much cheaper. Yes.
Yeah, a cheaper way to go. Yeah.
Well, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
This is our continuation of the James Bond series.
This is what, like
number
9?
8?
8. Number 8.
Yes, we are going through eventually
holy
27.
Wow.
But right now,
only 19 more to go.
There's a lot to go.
Okay.
But we're on number 8, and
this is like the beginning, just so everyone knows. We've been kind of like do a James Bond, do a couple more episodes, do a James Bond, do a couple more. Yep. Welcome to the beginning. If our James Bond series was a game show, welcome to the beginning of the rapid fire lightning round.
Oh yeah,
where
buckle up.
About every damn week, you're probably going to get a Bond. We're entering into Bond being almost every other episode you're going to get. And which means you're pretty much consistently going to get 2 episodes a week for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason being is because I've died too many times, or whatever the hell the name of the new one coming out is.
No Time to Die
is coming out in November.
Yeah.
And so we gotta shovel some coal in this train and pull it into the station.
No Time to Die.
But it doesn't matter, because you could pretty much say anything. You could say like, died again yesterday, and someone would go, "Oh, is that one of the Bond films?"
Right. Yeah.
Any combination of no time, or the word die, or the word
tomorrow.
or tomorrow, or
casino.
Forgot,
casino.
Yeah. Dead and forgotten. It's the new Henry Cavill James Bond film, right?
Right.
Yeah, it is.
So yeah.
If you're new to our 007 series, the way this works is we lube ourselves up with butter, and then we sit down in front of our microphones, and we rank the film based on 8 separate categories. 8.5.
Yeah.
Because Pete's got like an honorary category, which doesn't affect the score. But,
no.
So we rank them, these 8 different categories, on a scale of 0 to 10. At which point we find the average score, and that's the score the film gets. So essentially what we're doing is finding the quintessential... We're on a quest to find the quintessential James Bond movie. Not even necessarily our favorite James Bond movie, because there's been 1 or 2 times in the past now where there's been like a film where I'm like, man, I think this was my favorite, but it didn't score the highest.
Right.
So the quintessential James Bond movie based on these 8 categories, according to 2 unprofessionals on the internet.
Yeah, that's right.
So without further ado, this week we did Diamonds Are Forever. Had you seen this one? You've seen some of the James Bond movies.
For sure.
I'm just seeing them as I go. If it's an episode we haven't done yet, it means I've never seen that James Bond film. Have you seen this one?
I have never seen it.
Oh, okay. But you've seen it now. Like, you watched it, right?
No, I just watched the trailer,
wing it.
And I'm winging it.
Sweet. Cool. Okay, so this was a new viewing experience for you.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, cool. So let's just do this.
Yeah.
So category number 1, right off the top, we have plot. I gave plot a 6. Overall, I thought it was kind of like the story was fun. But there was a whole chunk of this film that felt really convoluted to me.
Okay.
Sort of within the first third of the film, in regards to like, okay, so these are the real diamond. No, okay, those are the fake diamonds. Okay, so who
Right.
who actually has the real diamonds?
Right.
And what is the plan? And oh, okay, so these guys have the. How the hell did these guys get the real diamonds? And okay, what? And so there was So eventually, it kind of got past that, and I had a lot of fun with it. But there were some moments where I was like, I don't really get what's happening right now.
Yeah.
So I gave it a 6.
That's fair. Coincidentally, I gave it a 6 as well.
I don't know how. Okay, I cannot stress enough.
Yeah.
We don't talk at all about the 007 films or the way that we've ranked them prior to sitting down and recording this.
No.
We're in separate geographical locations. I can't see your screen. You can't see my screen.
Nope.
And we're like every other film. You like it. I hate it. I love it. You think it's trash.
Yeah.
007, we are just neck and neck.
It's pretty funny, actually.
It doesn't. Okay. Yeah. It doesn't make any sense. But I just want to stress to everyone, this is purely coincidental.
Yeah, for sure. There were moments I was pleased with it. I enjoyed the kind of the opening sequence, and I thought from a filmmaking perspective where there was the dialogue and the monologue of, diamond mining employees are the backbone of society. We trust on the system that we have, and meanwhile it's cutting to them manipulating the system and stealing diamonds. And I just thought it was kind of a component of a film that was actually smooth and progressive for its time, and not just falling into the cliche of movies from the 50s, 60s, or 70s, like having the monologue in one scene, then cutting to the next and painfully, dryfully watching the actual robbing occur. And I for some reason, I just thought it was actually well done. There were times from a plot I thought it was a little weak, whether when they tried to kill Bond, instead of actually doing it, they just left him in a pipe so he could escape. There were some things, like there was a really racist moment in a circus that I was like, well, here's this 1970s for you.
It was a little uncomfortable.
Yeah. And I also just thought it was weak how the satellite system could so easily be solved by Bond. One thing that at first I thought it was weak, and what I actually just literally I was like went from rolling my eyes to actually like gut laughing was the ending scene on the cruise. And I started rolling my eyes, and I felt Bond showed his hand too soon, and he got jumped. And then it went to me like laughing at the ridiculousness of Steve catching fire and then his buddy getting flipped off the boat and literally exploding.
Yeah.
And then like just
as you do.
And then it just ends up like exploding to the theme, returning of Diamonds Are Forever. And I went from thinking this is so boring, so corny, to it was incredible.
Well played, sir. Well played.
It was. It's a 6 out of 10.
All right. Portrayal of Bond.
Mm-hmm.
Portrayal, not betrayal.
Well, bit of both. Bit of both.
So Sean Connery's back.
Apparently.
And he's in his 2-year hiatus. He's gone a little gray.
Yes.
He's aged a bit.
Yeah. Apparently, when I was reading some of the earlier kind of information for even the earlier films, I think he was actually struggling with some baldness even in some of the quite early films. So I think he wore a toupee or a wig for
probably many. I think a lot of his career he wore a hairpiece.
Yeah.
I gave it a 7 though.
Okay. Yeah.
I thought I wasn't really relieved. I don't think I missed Sean Connery the way I thought I did.
Sure.
I wasn't particularly relieved to have him back. I wasn't like, oh, good, Sean Connery. But you know what? He wasn't really rapey in this one. Not near as much as he was in the other ones.
I guess it was an improvement, but that was still,
Yeah. But I don't know. He did seem a little more. I don't know. He donned the title of gentleman spy a little bit better.
Maybe a bit better. Maybe.
And just kind of, just carried himself in sort of this more, whether it was when he's at the casino, and he just kind of had this sort of swagger to him that felt like James Bond to me.
Right. Yeah.
So I gave it a 7.
Cool. I was not too far off. I gave it a 6 out of 10. I feel like the catchphrase for this film is a little bit related to Sean Connery coming back, but just ultimately, I feel like you could have stuck this on the movie poster, quote unquote, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. I feel like with her on Her Majesty's Secret Service, I was like, wow, like not just how emotionally we saw a bit more of Bond, but it just felt a bit different, and it felt a little bit more like, hey, if we go on this trajectory, I think I might really like where this is going. And then it just seemed with this, it was like, hey, guess what, guys? We went back to the same old kind of grindstone of what we've been doing. Hope you like it.
It felt like it did feel like a return to format.
Yeah, which, I mean, maybe some people like. I didn't as much.
No,
but I gave it a 6 out of 10. Like, yeah, he wasn't as bad. There were a couple times, like, he was super rapey at times. Like, where I wrote this down. He literally walks up to a woman who's wearing a bikini and says, "There's something I want to get off your chest." Takes off the bikini and starts strangling her. Like, I literally was like, "Are you kidding me?" Like,
and so on that topic,
yeah,
can I point out?
Yeah,
this is by far, and then I was reading because I got really interested, and I was reading a article about the way that censorship worked in the 70s, the beginning of the 70s. And there's actually 2 versions of this film.
Sure.
An American version and an Australian version. And I think the Australian version was like 3 seconds shorter.
What?
Because they like cut some scenes in a specific way or something.
Interesting.
Because this is by far the most nippular James Bond that we've run into. So the only other time that I said to you I thought I saw a nipple was when we were watching Dr. No.
Yep.
And I thought when they were coming out of getting hosed down from the radioactive material that you could see her nipple. Turns out no, she had like a flesh tone bodysuit.
Yeah.
On
Spanx or something.
Spanx. You see 3 nipples in this.
Are you serious? Film. I did not see any. I obviously missed it.
So but I mean that's interesting. So maybe the version I have is a different version than yours.
Maybe. Yeah.
When he takes her bikini top off to choke her, you definitely see her nipple.
What?
Very briefly.
What?
And then she covers it. She kind of like puts her arms across to cover her chest. But it's very brief. And then she kind of like misses. Like she kind of puts her arm across her chest and then has to quickly adjust her arm because her first attempt didn't fully cover her nipple. So that's number 1.
Wow.
Number 2. And this is jumping ahead a little bit, but number 2 is actually during our Bond song sequence when there's a bunch of like silhouettes of naked women.
Sure.
And there's one that is a woman who's sort of lit from behind and to the side a little bit, so that she's kind of just silhouetted, but has a bit of a glowy outline. And the glowy outline was just a little glowier than I think they wanted it to be, and you can definitely see like half a nipple during just one moment of the opening. And then the other was during the underwater scene. There's the girl that's been the girl that's in the pool, and she's been what was her name? Plenty something or other. Plenty O'Toole. And she's like,
what a name.
Yeah, she's like tied to a cinder block in the bottom of the pool.
Yeah.
And it cuts to a shot of her, and she's in like a white bikini top.
Oh, okay.
But the white bikini top is at least 50% transparent, and you can see through it. So I was just shocked. I was like, I saw at the beginning, I was like, oh, that's a bit of a slip up, and then like 5 minutes later, we've got the opening sequence, and then this happens, and I'm like, wow, like.
Wow!
Just out of the blue, we've got a lot of nipples in this, and so I'll send you the article. It was actually really interesting, just talking about the different versions of this film.
Interesting. I guess it was the 70s too. Like anything goes.
Free love, man. Free love. So villains.
Mm-hmm.
I gave this a 6.
Oh, okay.
Okay. It's Blofeld.
Yeah.
I mean, there's Mr. Kidd and Mr. Whatever his name was, his associate, Mr. Wyatt or something. I don't know. You know the guys I mean.
Yeah,
the Diamond Hunters.
Yep.
Are they? Were they implying that those two are a couple? I think they're a couple. I think those two were romantically involved.
I think so, because there was at one point where I don't know if
he's got a line, and he's like, she's relatively good looking, for a woman.
Yeah, I think that was the implication, but
I think they get.
Not sure.
I think they get cozy on cold winter nights. But Blofeld's back.
Right. Yeah.
Who to me is the quintessential Bond villain.
Oh, for sure.
He's the head of Spectre. He's the Joker to the Batman. He's the Lex Luthor to the Superman. He's the red glowing baby sun in the sky to the Teletubbies. And
right, yeah.
But I was really put off by the fact that this is now a third actor playing Blofeld.
Yeah, that is a little much for me.
Because I think what it did was, instead of me so it only got a 6, because I think instead of me feeling like, oh, this is that guy, Blofeld is a guy to be reckoned with. He's a guy we've seen before. He's that Bond villain. Blofeld almost transcended that and just became an idea. Right? Blofeld was an idea. It sort of like how the whole, people talk about the theory that James Bond isn't actually his name. And that James Bond is just the title, is just who you become when you become 007.
Right. True.
It kind of felt like that it was just another person using the title of Blofeld.
Sure.
Even though I get that that's not what they were, not what they were trying to show us.
Yeah.
And it was so obvious. I'm sorry, when they kill him in the beginning, I'm like, that's he's obviously not dead.
No joke.
But so I give it a 6. It would have been a lot. I think simply having the actor. I didn't even want the actor from the last one, the first Blofeld, like the deformed scar on the eye, bald head. That's the Blofeld I wanted.
Sure.
But even if I had the same guy from the last one, if there was some sort of continuity, I think it would have scored a lot higher.
Yeah.
But the third Blofeld in 3 films, that's a 6 for me.
That's pushing it, boys. I gave it a 6 out of 10 as well. I literally put a note here, and I honestly don't even remember my thought. I think it says, what in the name of Blofeld? But I think it had to do with just the craziness of like the voice kind of transition of just him being able to emulate other voices with this chip technology.
Voice box idea.
Yeah. Which, I thought those two dudes were so goofy and ridiculously like kind of farcical and kind of cornball. They were pretty fugly. There were times I thought they were a little lame, but overall, I think obviously Blofeld's the villain. Ultimately, gets a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, 100%. Gadgets. This is an interesting one for me.
Okay.
Because about halfway through the film, we hadn't really seen much in the way of gadgets.
No. Unless you consider a scorpion a gadget when those two goofy-looking guys drop it in that guy's shirt.
Yeah.
Which I do not.
I'm like halfway through this film, and I'm thinking, man, this is going to get a 1. Gadgets is going to get a 1. This is just ridiculous.
Yeah. But
then Bond does the whole rappel system that he like sets up on the top of the skyscraper and like jimmies his way up this like little man wire thing.
Right.
And that's really the only, and it's like it's all part of an attachment that's in his gun that shoots it and all this stuff, right? And aside from the voice boxes, that's really the only gadget used in the film.
Mm-hmm.
But that took it from a 1 to a 7.
Wow.
I was like, there was just something about that gadget and the use of it that I was like, yes, okay. Now we're not friggin' briefcases that when you open them improperly, they squirt gas in your face. No, this is British intelligence. This is secret spy 007 license to kill style.
Right.
You know, this is a tool of the trade. And that was so, I bet you I had a stupid grin on my face while he was doing that. I was so happy. I was over the moon with the use of that rappel system.
Mm. Well, I gave it a 6 out of 10, and I was decently impressed with this. Farcically, at first, I thought it was just a little crazy how there was the toilet webcam gadget.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
But ultimately, I thought it was great. The grappling hooks were fantastic. Q's electromagnetic RPM controller that he was just breaking the casino left, right, and center, I thought was fantastic. Both for
it showed a funny side of Q, because
that's
Q's
the thing.
Like
it was just
straight-laced kind of guy.
It was funny for the gadget, but also just that Q. We see that side of him, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I was so that was hilarious because he's like what he's doing is incredibly illegal, but he probably doesn't even realize that he's so fascinated with his device.
Yeah, the technical component for sure. And even at near the beginning, the woman's fingerprint ID machine, although it's dated and wouldn't hold much as far as gadgets potential now, I just thought it was cool for the time. I do just question why Bond's voice sounded different to the people in the room when he made that phone call. Like, I felt it should have just been on the other end of the phone line that it sounded odd, but maybe I missed something. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do. And I don't have an answer.
Yeah. So yeah, 6 out of 10.
Okay.
Holds its own.
Fights and action. This got a 7.
Wow. Okay.
I thought this was great. There's a couple of great car chases, like when he uses the ramp to put the car up on on an angle and runs through the alley, and just the fighting, the choreograph fighting in general.
Right.
You see Sean Connery doing some tuck and rolls and some, I don't know. It felt like a leap forward to me. It felt like the choreography from On Her Majesty's Secret Service, but without the horrific choppy editing.
Sure. Yeah.
Right. So I gave it a 7. I was over the moon with this.
Mm-hmm. I give it a 5 out of 10. I felt it was in the middle. There were some things that I thought were well done. That's
cold, Pete. That's cold.
But some things that I thought were corny. So the one thing I think it was kind of corny and I laughed at a bit was where he threw a henchman over, I think, a railing in an elevator shaft near the beginning of the film. And obviously, if he's not dead already, he was at least incapacitated, like he wasn't doing anything. But Bond still then throws a fire extinguisher at him, and then it just like continuously sprays in this henchman's face. And I just thought it was such overkill. Like,
Was this when he kills Franks?
It was near the beginning when he was at
When
that
he
woman's
kills
apartment.
He kills the actual. Oh, okay, no.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of when he kills the actual Franks and puts his ID on him so that it looks like he's James Bond.
Oh no, I think that's what I'm talking about, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because I just thought it was overkill. Like you threw him off a balcony, and he's not getting back up, but he still throws the fire extinguisher at him, and it just starts spewing repellent in his face. So
I just kind of chalked that up to all that was left in the office was decaf that morning, and he's feeling a little agitated.
I liked the lopsided car trick maneuver. It was funny. It was silly. A couple of things that I thought were kind of just a little bit lame was there was a desert car chase sequence that I felt was about 80% longer than it needed to be. And it was a little funny, but just in a lame way, where the police officers on the strip would radio to each other, and there goes that saboteur, and he's like, I think Larry got him.
A little on the nose.
I think Larry got him. Attaboy, Larry.
Yeah.
And then when they broke into that house, with the pool, and there was the women there was like a shoot-off scene with someone who was on the cliff, and I think his name was Bert Saxby. That was literally of the level of like a 50s Western. Like he just got shot clear across a mountain and just went flying back, and it just had 50s Western written all over it. But I gave it a 5 out of 10.
Okay. Bond Girl. This got a 5.
Interesting.
I guess the Bond Girl is Tiffany Chase. Because Plenty O'Toole's not really around long enough to matter or mean anything.
Not really. Not particularly.
And Tiffany Chase, it was just another. Honestly, I have one note about the Bond Girl written down here, and it's she's no Honey Rider.
They set us up really to fail with Honey Rider. Yeah.
They led too strong.
And maybe this is a discussion, like, why did they veer away from that? Like, why?
I don't know. Like, this is a girl, this is a woman, a Bond girl who is kind of a villain, kind of not a villain, into some shady stuff, but then ends up needing rescuing, and like, but it just wasn't like Honey Rider was the blonde woman on the beach in the bathing suit, but strong. So she was sexy, but she was strong and independent and didn't need saving, and made a point of that, right? That she'd left a bad relationship and was making money by selling these shells and supporting herself, and had, and it was just like this, I don't know, there was just something so endearing about Honey Rider that in 8 films we haven't been able to recapture.
Not at all. I'm really hoping for just something sniffing close to Honey Rider going forward. Just
that's sniffing is a weird.
That was a weird way. I hope we get something remotely close to Honey Rider.
Yeah,
that's a bit better.
Yeah. So I give it a 5.
I gave it a 2. This is where we part. I think just my disappointment really resonated with me and kind of urged me to give it a lower score. Like Plenty O'Toole, Bambi and Thumper, just nothing really hit home with me.
I see. So I think maybe that's where I think if this was solely relying on Tiffany Chase, then I would have been down around the 2 or 3 mark myself.
Okay.
Bambi and Thumper, I had a blast with. And the fact that for the first portion of that fight, they are kicking Bond's ass.
True. That was cool.
I had a blast with, especially knowing what a misogynist Sean Connery is, like in real life.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just picturing like his ego on set when, for the first half of the fight, these women kind of have to best him. And how upset he probably was about that. That's,
Yeah. Yeah, there was some merit. I think, we see a double switch pulled by a woman, and it's it's captivating. But yeah, just ultimately from a character development level, was a little disappointed. This is kind of, I guess, in the portrayal of Bond, but it has to do with Bond girls. I can't believe Bond literally said something, and I think this is what he said. He said, in reference to a woman and her hair color, providing the collars and the cuffs match.
Yeah, so he was totally just asking, what color is your pubic hair?
Like,
That was like, totally where that
holy
was.
Hell. Like,
yeah.
Can we just, again, this is where it goes down to, we took a couple steps forward with On Her Majesty's Secret Service, and now we're taking a step back. I just thought we were past this point in James Bond. Obviously, we're not.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, well. Supporting characters.
Mm-hmm.
I gave this a 6, and I think...
Yeah.
I think a lot of this rides solely on Q's shoulders. Felix is back in this one. Again, you'll have to let me know if Felix is played by a different character this time, because again, I don't notice. I just don't care. Yeah. Felix means nothing to me. But Q is amazing. This is the best we've seen Q, I think. Again, that slot machine thing was just hilarious.
That was very witty. Yeah.
And but for the most part, the supporting character categories haven't been scoring high to me, because with the exception of Q, I haven't really been all that impressed with any of the supporting characters in these Bond films. I haven't sort of embraced them, and maybe that's me. I don't know. So I give it a 6, and I think at least 5 of those 6 points are need to be awarded to Q.
I gave it a 3. Was not that blown away. Q is fine, but beyond that, I was annoyed. I will answer it for you. There was another new actor playing Felix Leiter, and it's getting to the point of the ridiculous for me.
It's the Defense Against the Dark Arts post, is what
honestly,
it is.
No one wants this job posting. The one thing that's interesting is, there is that carnival scene where she has to shoot water into the balloon of the clown's mouth to get, I think it was the diamond pickup she was doing.
Yeah.
There was a boy that was next to her. I think he was like calling her out on cheating because like she wasn't even hitting the target, but she was winning prizes and whatnot. This boy was on, Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things? This boy was like the 1970s equivalent of Finn Wolfhard. Like, it was like a doppelganger to me. This kid looked...
I don't know if I noticed.
Yeah. And maybe I'm grasping at straws. Maybe someone else would look at him and say, Pete, you're wrong. But I just looked at that kid. I'm like, if this was from 2016, this film, I would have just assumed that was him.
Huh.
And maybe that was him.
How long do you think before he's in a Bond film?
Maybe he's the next Bond. Who knows?
He could be a future Bond.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, 3 out of 10. Wasn't that impressed with supporting characters.
All right, and final category is Bond song.
Mm-hmm.
I gave it a 7. It was, it was completely serviceable. It was fresh. It was unique. It had sort of that espionage spy kind of twang to it, along with sort of like the sexy James Bond spy seduction quality of a Bond song. And it was just everything. It was everything that I felt a Bond song should be. So I gave it a 7.
Cool. I was just in the middle. I gave it a 5 out of 10. I didn't think it was bad. Didn't think it was good. I just thought it was meh. I think it was nice to have lyrics again. I think we missed that with the previous film. I felt the montage was okay. The song didn't really appeal to me. It didn't really hook me, but it wasn't bad. And I wasn't wanting to fast forward through the montage. I just wouldn't download the song on my iPod or my Walkman.
Right.
So 5 out of 10.
Okay.
As far as one-liners, there's just really one, and it really came into that one scene that I thought was fantastic. It was at the end when he flipped the dude off the boat with explosive on him, and Sean Connery said, well, he certainly left with his tails between his legs.
Yeah.
That
Yeah. That was good. That was good. I didn't do a Sean Connery voice this entire episode.
I was just thinking, dude, you gotta make some misogynistic stabs at that dude.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay. So anyways, if we tally all that up and we grab the average, this film for me got a 6.4.
Wow.
Which ties it with first place, which is Goldfinger.
Wow.
Not including the 1967 Casino Royale, because we decided it's comedy, it's too satirical, it's not actually a Bond film.
No.
It's sort of a Bond-esque film.
Yep.
But yeah, so this is tied for first place apparently. And you know what? I'm okay with that. I struggled with some of it, but I think overall it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And was probably, I think I enjoyed myself. Overall, I ended this film feeling more fulfilled than I have in a lot of the other Bond films. So it did its job.
Yeah, that's cool. My tally was a little lower, 4.875. So I think it's about the third or fourth highest on my list so far. Goldfinger being the highest.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely better than You Only Live Twice, and
definitely better than Thunderball.
Definitely better than Thunderball. So nothing remarkable as far as the score, but it was what it was.
Okay. I think I've been scoring them overall higher than you have.
I think so. Because my highest, even Goldfinger, I've only given it a 6.5.
Yeah, so which is higher than any that I've given. So 6.4 is my highest.
Yeah.
And Thunderball I gave a 4.6.
Sure.
And my next lowest is a 5.1. So it's
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so because this is a middle of the week James Bond extravaganza, we don't ask each other what we watched, because you know what, it hasn't been a full week. We haven't had time to watch all the things we need to watch. So calm yourself. But in a couple of days on Sunday, we'll have watched the things that we need to watch, including having watched the things that we need to recommend for the person to watch. So that the whole, hey, would you watch thing will resume.
Will return. What I will ask you, though, is where you thought this film graded on the tomato meter in all the James Bond films.
Oh, son of a gun.
Now, I'll have you narrow it down. So do you think it would be in the top, like 1 to 10, 11 to 20, or 20 below? Start with that. Start with that.
Pete, I'm going to say that this was likely in the the 10 to 20 range. I'd like to think that it was 10 and under.
Okay.
But there's not a lot of spots left there.
So it's in 10. You're right. It is in the 10 to 20 range.
The 10 to 20. All right.
You have every number available except for 11. That's You Only Live Twice.
Well, I'm going to have to say 14, and I'm just saying 14 because that's the number of women that I had sex with last week, Pete. And so I'm thinking that it's probably a lucky number. I'd had sex with 13, and I felt like I'd had my fill, but that's an unlucky number, so I had to keep going. You understand?
Sean, have you ever heard of Sweet 16? Because that's the number it was.
16, okay.
16.
All right.
So it got 66% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is good for 16th highest in the James Bond series.
I'm okay with that. I think if it was further back, like I think if it was like number 20 or something, I would have been like,
yeah.
Really? It wasn't that bad.
No. Middle of the pack.
So 16's a little further back than I think I would have expected it to be, but But I do recognize some issues with the film, so it makes sense to me.
The only other traditional thing I will cover up to wrap this up is I do like to touch on like why the previous James Bond departed. So in this case,
Right.
the one in on Her Majesty's Secret Service was George Lazenby.
Yeah.
And from what I read, at least from the source I looked at, it was just that he had some poor advice that, for whatever reasons, just he was told, hey, if you stick with Bond, it's not really going to progress your career. You might get kind of typecast. You should move on from it. Ultimately, I don't know if that was the best move because other than on Her Majesty's Secret Service,
The hell else has he been in?
That's the thing. So I don't think it was good advice, but I think he was just advised by his agent or whoever to say, hey, maybe it's time to walk away just after one. And Sean Connery was hanging around set anyway, so they were like, hey.
Yeah, he was kind of a nobody before.
Oh, yeah.
Like he was like a model or something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And they brought him in. What do you think? Why do you think Sean Connery came back?
I don't know.
Because Sean Connery was worried about getting typecast.
Yeah. Jokes aside, jokingly, I think just, hey, they threw a GoPro on him and he didn't even know he was in a movie as far as the womanizing and the stuff he did. But yeah, I don't actually know because it's kind of a 180 of he was kind of afraid of getting typecast, but then
I don't want to do any more because I think I'm getting typecast.
And then
All right.
4 years.
All right, I'll come back
Again and again.
Okay. Now for sure this time I'm done.
One more, boy.
And then 10 years later, he's like, "Well, it's been 10 years. This one's not produced by Eon. All right, let's see what these bastards are up to.
Sign me up, brother." Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Come on, Moneypenny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for listening.
Yeah. Please follow, subscribe on all our social media platforms that are the links are below. Check out our Patreon page if you so choose to support us. And if you're not at that point of support yet, what would really help us with the show is if you like or comment on the episode post for this episode. We'd really appreciate it. And thank you for listening.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And you, and you, and you.
And you.
And me. And you.
Especially you.
Especially me.
Especially.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.